Well, thanks for joining me. Today I'm in Glasgow, Mary Hill to be precise, and I'm here to a ground that I've been to before. I'm here at Firhill, but I do have a little bit of unfinished business here at Partick Thistle. So my unfinished business is that I came here a few years ago when Queen's Park were actually ground sharing here at Firhill. So I feel it's only right and proper that I come to this great old ground to see Partick Thistle play a home game. And tonight it's a match in the Scottish Championship between Partick Thistle and Raith Rovers. So Partick Thistle were formed almost 150 years ago, and for the start of their life, they did play in the area of Glasgow called Partick, but for about the last 100 years or so they played here in Mary Hill, and Firhill is the stadium and it's very much their home now. As a kid growing up, Partick Thistle were like a special club because it just seemed so cool and so quintessentially Scottish that they had the name Thistle in their name. It was so cool, loved it. Another reason to like Partick Thistle was the fact that the great Scottish international days, Alan Rough, the goalkeeper, was a Partick Thistle player too, and Alan Rough was in the teams that played in World Cups in 1978, alongside the likes of Graham Souness, Kenny Dalglish, Asa Hartford. It was really a great team. And little old Partick Thistle had the Scotland goalkeeper in the national team, so that's cool. Another reason why Partick is a good club, and I've got a great fondness for them, is that they're very overtly non-sectarian. They draw on support from across the community here in Glasgow, and they really are a community club, and they certainly are very supportive of the LGBT community that support the Jags. That's another reason why Partick Thistle is cool. They're called the Jags, and for an English person to understand that, I've obviously done some translation, because a jag is a prickle or a spike off a thistle. So it's kind of natural that the Jags are their common nickname. Another reason why I like Partick Thistle is their kit. The yellow and red and black colour combinations is so cool, and they always come up with really nice kits. Also, their away kits are pretty cool too. They've got a nice lilac number this season. And finally, the reasons to like Partick Thistle: Kingsley, the mascot, the scariest mascot in the country, and he's quite special and quite remarkable. I wouldn't like to come face to face with him down a dark alley. But yes, lots of reasons to like Partick Thistle. Well, of course, I am the vegan GroundHopper, and I do like to check out what refreshments are available for us vegans when I go to grounds. And I'm delighted to say the refreshments kiosk behind us has something that is absolutely perfect for the occasion. Yes, I have a vegan Scotch Pie, and when I had a Scotch Pie not a couple of weeks ago over at Falkirk, it's absolutely delicious. So I'm really looking forward to this. Also, when in Rome, you've got to taste the local brew, and that's Irn Bru, which is super cool. So Irn Bru and a Scotch Pie. I'm a happy camper. I really am very pleased with the result here. I always go prepared, so in case there was no food here, I did bring some chocolate, and I'll still have it at half time. But that is the Moo-free brand, and the flavour of the chocolate is bunny-comb. So that's like a milky chocolate, milk substitute chocolate, with cinder toffee in there. So Moo-free bunny-comb, I'd kind of recommend that. But I'm really looking forward to this pie. Well, I can highly recommend the Scotch Pies. Vegan Scotch Pies at Partick Thistle on a Friday night. Doesn't get much better than that, does it really? So anyway, I'm in the ground. It's a really nice, characterful stadium. Each one of the stands is interesting and a bit different. And quite unusually, all of the stands here are named after individuals who've made a contribution to Partick Thistle Football Club through the years. The stand that I'm in now, the match, will be observed by me from this stadium. It's the Jackie Husband stand. And Jackie played for Thistle from the 1930s to the 1950s. He was capped by Scotland. And even after his playing days, he was always a feature around the club. So Jackie Husband most certainly is a legend. Legend is a word that's often overused in football. But in terms of the Jags' history, Jackie Husband is definitely up there as a legend. Now, the stand behind me, from a legend to a cult hero, I think. That's the John Lambie stand. And John Lambie was a manager who took charge of the Jags in 4 different spells. He was a character, he was eccentric, he was larger than life. And in his 3rd spell as Thistle manager, he got the Jags to the Premier League. So he's very much remembered and revered here at Firhill. On the far side, the old stand, I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's got that apex at the top with the club emblem emblazoned on that. I do love a main stand that has an apex and a club badge on, I really do. That's the Colin Weir stand. And Colin Weir was a lifelong Thistle supporter who donated over £2 million to the club after he'd had a win on the UK National Lottery. So really making his mark and his contribution not forgotten. Now, what I like about this ground also is that it's got unique stands, and at the far end there's just a grass bank, and that's where terracing used to be back in the old days. But because it's a bank and it makes the whole thing feel enclosed, so it gives a really good feel. Some grounds that are 3-sided are quite open, and it feels like a bit of emptiness. But that at the far end there, that bank does give the impression of a complete stadium. Firhill is a proper good stadium and wouldn't look out of place in the Scottish Premier League, and that's where Partick Thistle are hoping they'll be playing next season. So that's the final action of the first half. It's goalless, and Wraith's game plan has pretty much worked as they would have wanted, really. They've come here not to lose, but they have caused Thistle a few problems on the counter-attack. Of course, these two teams next to each other in the table, it's 4th versus 5th, and Wraith do not want to lose touch with Partick Thistle. If the Jags win tonight, it'll be 9 points difference. So as the teams make their way off, I'm reflecting that last season I saw this reverse fixture at Starks Park, and that game finished 4-3 to Wraith Rovers with 2 late goals. It was a great match. This is a very different tie. The two managers will now earn their corn because they've got to get a more cohesive strategy for the second half, both teams in fact. But Partick Thistle's manager is Brian Graham, and he's the number 9, the centre forward, the captain, the manager. He's even manager of Partick Thistle women's team, so he's got a lot on his plate really. But he will want Thistle to play more of their natural football and pick their passes better, because it's been a poor first half for the home team. Hopefully they'll get better in the second half and we'll see some goals. Right, now it's time for my Bunnycomb chocolate. So full time at Firhill, 2 teams that didn't want to lose, and that's exactly what they got. Final score: Partick Thistle 0, Wraith Rovers 0. So the Jags players come and thank their supporters for attending tonight and giving them a vocal support. The Thistle ultras behind the goal there, well, actually they created a good atmosphere, and my reflections on the visit to Firhill tonight was, although there was no goals, there was 2 teams that have got a lot at stake. That final playoff position is crucial, and they could be in with a chance of promotion. Thistle didn't want to jeopardise that. Wraith wanted to stay in touch and didn't want to go 9 points behind the Jags in the league table. So it's kind of understandable that the 2 teams cancelled each other out. But overall, my visit for the second time to Firhill has been a good one. I love the ground. I love the fact that all the stands are a little bit different. That stand on the far side, the Colin Weir stand with that beautiful apex on the top. I just like the place. And it's great that I've actually seen the mighty Partick Thistle play on their home soil. So yeah, I've enjoyed the trip, and the fact that you can get vegan food here. That Scotch Pie was great, really was nice. Washed down with Irn Bru. I'd highly recommend to all vegans who love football, come up to Scotland. Firhill is the place of Partick Thistle and the place of vegan food. So I'm going to leave you now with some of the sights of the ground here at Partick Thistle, and I'll just say this: thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you'll join me next time.
Keep on dancing, keep on doing the jerk. Shake it, baby. Come on and show me how you work.